Well, there's extreme fear. There's so much fear out there. Some people predict that Bitcoin price will go down to 15,000, 10,000, and there are some people that predict that it will even go down to zero. That's how bad it has become. But does that mean that it's a buy signal? Does that mean that the bearish comment and all the fear is indicating that it's good time to buy? So let's discuss whether this is true or not. Hello, everybody. Besides COVID-19, one of the hottest topic today is cryptocurrency. Is the price going up? Is the price coming down? My name is Richard Tan from Success Resources. We are the world leading education provider. Every week, we will be making video talking about cryptocurrency investing. So if this is the topic that you would like to learn more about, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, gently tap thumbs up, right? And also notification. And don't forget to share the link with your friends so that more people will know about this channel, right? So if you tap the notification whenever we have a new video, you will be the first to know. So I'm very, very delighted to bring my friend, Dr. Clemen Chiang, to the program. Now, Dr. Clemen Chiang is an authority in financial investing and also a very well-known teacher and coach to many, many thousands of people in the art of wealth creation. Welcome, Dr. Clemen Chiang.
Thank you so much, Richard. So excited to be back here. And, today is a really, really exciting time. I'm so excited also to connect to all the participants who just logged in. And welcome to all of you. Thank you so much for having me, Richard.
Thank you, Dr. Clemen Chiang. Now, Clemen, you have mentioned earlier video that you got involved in Bitcoin many, many years back. And you probably had gone through the ups and downs. Right? So looking from 2018 to 2020, do you see any similarity? I would say that, during 2018, when the price go down, many people have lots of fear also. Now, what lesson should we draw from 2018 to 2020 to handle today's bearish situation?
Wow, that's a very, very great start of the question. And it's a very tough question because, we just seen a major drop of the Bitcoin pricing over the past few days. So what I want to do is this. I want to open up the charts from Yahoo Finance and kind of set up the framework so that we really have a good perspective starting from 2017 all the way to now. And once we go through this journey together, I think we'll be all really looking forward to the blue ocean. Step one right over here, I'm using the Yahoo Finance charts. And, the way we go about using this chart is very, very important. Some of the details, including like you are looking at the 1 year and you're looking at BTC-USD. All right. So that's the ticker I sent in. And then I kind of move to the left so that we can see back then before 2018, how the market has evolved, all right? So, and I'm going to set this up as a framework. Step one, we have 2017 here at the bottom and 2018 at the bottom right, left and right, all right? So our eyes are looking at here, the start January of 2017, and then moving January, February, March, all the way to December 2018 January. So this is like looking at a 1 year period. And I also really got to beat myself up because back in 2008, that was the official year Bitcoin started trading at 0.08 cents, Richard. We don't even talk about 0.008. We talk about buying Bitcoin $1. And I'm like slapping myself. Hey, Clemen, how can you get blindsided by such an awesome opportunity, right? Because back in 2008, it was the financial crisis. Everybody got distracted dealing with the stock market. Nobody was really seriously looking at the cryptos market. And are we going to punish ourselves for missing out such an opportunity? No. What is gone in the past is gone in the past. So, I always preach about looking forward into the future. But, Richard today asked me a very important question. How do we reconcile what has happened since the high of 2017 and then navigating through 2018, 19, 20, and finally this year, 2021. All right, so let's start off with here. Back then, Bitcoin was trading at $1,000. Holy moly. And that's like 30 times of its value today, right? So 30 times is like, oh my God, that's like 3,000%. All right, 1,000 start to move to 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, all the way high of the 19,000. Okay, so that was like kind of the parabolic movement and kind of like crazy. Woohoo!
Wow.
And I got a first-hand account, Richard, because in December 2017, my very, very close buddies, they raised $30 million US in 1 minute, simply by showing off a white paper and people just give them money. So that was the euphoria back then in 2017. And that was the first time I got plugged into committee and say, hey, what have I been missing out on this crazy phenomena, right? So from there, I started to move forward 2018 to 2019. So we kind of set up the framework. So step 2, again, we look at bottom left 2018, bottom right 2019, all right? And again, back then was going up, right now it's coming down. Woo-hoo! Okay, we went through this period like a roller coaster. So imagine if you got caught, you bought at 19, 18, 17 or 16 or $14,000, you'll be caught as long as you are here. And one very important lesson for all of our audience here today, and I must kind of set up the frame. Okay, set up the framework already. And that is this, golden rule number 1. Never ever sell at a loss. Because Bitcoin is a wealth creational asset that you're going to hold on to pass on to your next generation. Just like how you buy a Patek Philippe watch. You never really own it. You merely hand over it to your next generation. That is the correct mindset, that when you embark into the world of Bitcoin, you own a piece of Patek Philippe. You never really own it. You merely hold on to it for your next generation. So, number 1, please do not ever sell at a loss, because those who sold at a loss during this period, they feel like killing themselves already. Because what are we talking about? 19,000 you bought at a high today is 31,000, mama. You'll be killing yourself. So this is a game that's designed to create generational wealth, not fast and furious, go to die fast kind of wealth. It is generational wealth. So, you know, Jim Cramer from Wall Street is talking about the fact that all the meme traders, all the millennial traders, they are speculators in the market. Right now, they got wiped out because they are just looking at fast, furious, quick to die approach. They are not thinking about sustainable investing. They are not thinking on their toes on the fact that never ever sell at a loss if you believe Bitcoin is going to change the world. All right. So we've done from 2018, 2019, and I kind of squeeze it together so that right now from 2018 to 2020, I got it locked up here. Dun, 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 dun. Bottom left 2018, in the center 2019, on the bottom right 2020. And we continue this movement again at an all-time high 2017, 19,000 kind of go down and touch $6,000. Woo! Big dip to 3,000. 3,000 kind of go up again and then shot up to 12,000 and then kind of go down again and finally landed at 9,000.
Wow.
The start of 2020. Now, what have we observed in this whole duration is that you simply park your money there. Don't do anything. Because that kind of time frame, 2018 to 2020, what is shown in front of you right now, nobody is even talking about Bitcoin in the first place. And I'm going to prove to all of you, because in this big drop, all the speculators, all the fast and furious, quick to die millennials, or the Gen Z or whoever you call it, all of them wipe out already because they never believe in the first golden rule, never sell at a loss. They already wipe out. So this whole generation from 2018 to end of 2019, they already wipe out already. Good news. Good news because why? They are not the real faithful believers of Bitcoin. They were just there for the fast money. And I want to congratulate the fact that, they got burned once, taught them an important lesson. When they come back, then they become a serious player. You know, right, Richard? Sometimes people just got to be taught a lesson, one or two, then they finally wake up to their idea. So I'm going to take 2020 and fast forward right now. Holy moly. Dun, 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 dun. And 2020 to today. And I kind of spread out the chart right now. Step 1, again, we go to the bottom left, 2020. Step 2 in the center, 2021. Step 3, right now, we are stepping into the month of August. And we frame the discussion. What has happened is that the moment we start 2020 and we touch May of 2020, this is the super, super critical box. Because on that day, it's the third halving event of Bitcoin's history, 12th of May, 2020. And the start of every halving event, Bitcoin is expected to deliver between 29 times to 92 times of the value, counting from day one of the halving event, which is 12th of May, 2020. So those of you kind of traded with me on that day, you went through this journey together with me. Woohoo! Drop, woohoo! And hit a high of 64,000. And then we send out a signal, okay, guys, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, you're sitting on really beautiful profits. For goodness sake, go and place your stop limit order. So that's what we did right over here. We call everybody, go and put a stop limit order. But, sometimes, Richard, is some people hear the information late. Some people hear it, but don't take action for whatever reasons. And then the poor guy starts to go down. Yahoo! And today we are at 30,000. So, looks like we are going through generation number 2 of the Bitcoin hodlers. Those who bought at a high and went through the slide here, please remember this golden rule. Number 1, never ever sell at a loss. Because this is a generational wealth creation tool, or we call it an asset. You're supposed to hold on to it and pass on to your next generation. Do not sell at a loss if you are caught in this slide now. Because I got great news coming up for you very soon, all right? So this was the slide now, and this is a different climate from 2018 and 19. Why? Because those who came in here, ladies and gentlemen, they are the very serious institutional sovereign wealth funds that came in. The giants of Wall Street. And these guys got a much stronger holding power. And that will explain the reason why, ladies and gentlemen, we have been floating around the $30,000 range. The 30 to 40,000 range, which I taught all of you to learn how to at least draw this 30 to 40,000 range, which is these 2 boxes here. Dun, 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 right here. We've been floating around here simply because of the fact that we got bigger players with a longer holding power to sustain this period. And the moment I zoom out from here, the 1-year chart, I go right now to the Binance chart right here. And I change it to a 1-hour candle. You can see this was the big slide right over here from 34,000, kind of and then dropped over the past 2 days, 29,000, broke 30,000 for the first time. But when I switch this over to a 15-minute candle, we got a different perspective already. Here we go. We want to track from the moment in time it broke 30,000. Here we go. 30,000 is right here. This was the big drop. And today, we are above 30,000. So the big question everybody should be asking is, who are the guys holding the fort right here? And I want to give an answer to this question because the guys holding the fort out here, they have the money, the resources, and the holding power to play this game. So the small guys who went through the 2017 drop, of a high of 19,000, 18, 19, they drop, the small guys wipe out already. Right now, round two, Richard, according to your question, is we got a much more seasoned, mature, adopt-loving Bitcoin fans that came in to hold on to this very, very important price point at $30,000. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you. Now, well, I certainly, Dr. Clemen, you have made two things very, very clear. Number one, never sell at a loss. Number two is this, that if you have patience enough, you will overcome the short-term fear and enjoy the long-term benefit of Bitcoin. Okay, good. Now, one person that impressed me a lot in this whole journey into adopting of Bitcoin is none other than Michael Saylor. Now, I heard his interview by Tony Robbins, and it kind of inspired me on his philosophy of what Bitcoin is all about. Now, as the Bitcoin price hovers sideways and then go down below $30,000, yeah, I want to look at, maybe we can look at his Twitter together, right? And look at what he says. And Dr. Clemen, maybe you can kind of help us to dissect what is in his mind. So let me just share the screen with everyone here on Michael Saylor's Twitter. Let me see, where is his Twitter account, Michael Saylor Twitter account. So this is Michael Saylor Twitter account. Yeah. So this is his latest Twitter account. And these are some of the things that he mentioned about, and maybe we can look at it. Okay. Yeah, you can't take it with you unless it is Bitcoin. Yeah.
Yeah, right here.
Bitcoin fundamental has never looked better. What's in his mind? And then here he says that I like, there's a conversation he has with Mike Tyson. You know, recently Mike Tyson actually posted on a Twitter to ask his follower whether they like Bitcoin, they like Ethereum, right? So he has a reply to
Right here, Richard.
Here, yes, Mike Tyson. I spent more than 1,000 hours considering this question and choose Bitcoin so far. I purchased 2.9 billion in Bitcoin because I think it's the future of digital property. I post tons of Bitcoin. Now, so what do you think? Let me just stop my share. So Dr. Clemen, what do you think goes in his mind, right? This Michael Saylor's mind, because we all know that Michael Saylor, he is a very, very strong advocate of Bitcoin, and he actually put his money where his mouth is. He not only buy Bitcoin himself, his company buy Bitcoin, he's turn Bitcoin, his company's cash into Bitcoin, he borrow money to buy Bitcoin, and he never sold a single Bitcoin just to cash out, you know, not like Elon Musk. So Dr. Clemen, what do you think is in his mind?
Wow, that's a great question, Richard. As we can see over here, his response to Mike Tyson, and let me read out to our audience if you can't see it clearly. He replied to Mike, I spent more than 1,000 hours considering this question and chose Bitcoin. So far, I purchased 2.9 billion in BTC because I think it's the future of digital property. I posted tons of free Bitcoin education on hope.com. So what essentially Michael Saylor has done is this, and I want to give the correct perspective to all of our viewers, and that is right here. The question I wanted to know, in fact, a continuation of what Richard has asked, is that when exactly did Michael Saylor first enter into Bitcoin? And I got an answer for you. He entered in the month of September 2020. Now, how do we know that? You just trace back all his tweets. The very first tweet about Bitcoin was in September 2020. Now, right over here in front of the chart, what I've shown is the day one of the Bitcoin halving event. All right. So if he entered in September, let's take it in 1st of October, right? So from May to October, we have 5 months. 1 month, you have 4 weeks, 4 times 5, 20. 20 weeks have passed by. Then he entered from the third halving event of the day, and that is around here. He entered at this point. We entered really aggressively on the first day of the halving event. And what this chart shows us is that at the very first halving, which is right here shown in the purple line, and what we have learned from the purple line is over here. The price of Bitcoin went up like this, and then shot up to 92x, 9,200%. That was the first halving. The second halving was the blue line, and we kind of trace the blue line right over here, go up and down, and by the time it reach over here, it kind of hit 29x, 2,900%. Now, based on the first two halving, the movement of the third halving, it should literally go like this, according to the dotted line, somewhere at least in between 9229, which is somewhere around here. But clearly today, we have not reached the potential yet. So we're going to take this as a reference point and come back to Michael Saylor right over here. He has analyzed it, he believes in it, and he's taken, putting the money at right as he smiled. Nobody can contest the fact that he put down 2.9 billion testing the thesis that he so believed, and he only entered in September 2020. Now, today at this price is close to his average break-even price. As we discussed in previous video, Michael Saylor's break-even price is 26,080. So please write that down, 26,080. And he's still very chill about it because, as you can see, based on what Richard thinking of understanding the train of thoughts by Michael Saylor, look at the latest tweets by Michael Saylor right over here. He's saying that the fundamentals have never looked better for Bitcoin. You can't take it with you unless it's Bitcoin. And this is the whole argument about, hey, this is probably the only asset that nobody can control. And you have full 100% decentralization. That's why he believes in it. And not only him, but millions of Bitcoin hodlers like us, we believe in the whole ideology of blockchain, especially for Bitcoin. And this whole setup is for everybody to go in to join the discourse. You can come in here, kind of retweet whatever he's saying. And, we also have a verified account on Twitter, and I can just come in here and kind of quote the retweet and say, you can't take it with you unless it's Bitcoin. And I'm going to say, welcome to heaven. Because you can't take it with you when you go to heaven. And that's the reason why I type it like this, welcome to heaven. And then I reply to him, Michael_Saylor. And kind of tweet it out. And that's it. Join in the conversation. Because you don't just be a listener and watching the tweets, you join into the conversation, kind of like the post right here. These are simple steps that we can all do together. Yes, back to you, Richard.
Now, today is a very, very important day because today is the 21st of July. So what's happening on the 21st of July? On the 21st of July, there's an event that involves the leaders of that can make a big difference in Bitcoin, right? So they are none other than Jack Dorsey. Now, Jack Dorsey, CEO of Twitter. Just now, we go to Twitter, he's CEO of Twitter and also CEO of Square, right? He's a very, very influential person and a big advocate of Bitcoin. Next, we have Cathie Wood. Now, Cathie Wood is known as the Warren Buffett of the tech world. Why? Because over the last many years, her prediction on tech industry has come true, and she did her fund. She's a founder of Art Invest. Her fund has outdone many other funds. Now, the third person, which is very, very interesting, is none other than the current richest man in the world. He's Elon Musk. Okay? Elon Musk, founder of Tesla. And he is quite a controversial person. Number one, a couple of months ago, he tweeted that Tesla will accept Bitcoin. as a payment, and then he sent Bitcoin price all the way up. And then later on, he says that due to the energy that's used by Bitcoin, the Tesla is going to stop Bitcoin as payment, and it went down, right? The Bitcoin price went down. And then later on, he says again that if Bitcoin price or if Bitcoin, mining of Bitcoin can go green, and Tesla may consider Bitcoin again. So these three person, they are mover. Yeah, they are mover of Bitcoin price, whether up or down. And they are going to meet today, 21st of July, to have a discussion. So, Dr. Clemen, my question for you is this: how do you see the outcome of this meeting, very, very important meeting with Jack Dorsey, Cathie Wood, and Elon Musk today?
Wow, that's a great question, Richard. And you know what? We are looking at three most influential persons on planet Earth driving the whole advocacy for blockchain, especially Bitcoin. Now, let me start off by kind of putting the right perspective to look at Cathie Woods from ARK Invest. Now, this is a legendary investor, and she really bought into the whole concept of Bitcoin. Number one, she has recently filed a Bitcoin ETF application with Securities Exchange Commission. I think this is really where you really put your action into the whole process of making things happen. Number two, her ARK Invest funds have also invested into Bitcoin through Grayscale, through different other formats. So, you know, she's really, really influential, and she's saying that, hey, this is really generation. And her last prediction on price of Bitcoin was $500,000 per coin. So that's Cathie Woods as an investor. Number two, we are looking at Elon Musk right here. Now, Elon Musk has announced back in February that Tesla has accepted Bitcoin as one of the form of payment for you to buy a Tesla car. Great. But, 3 months down the line, he kind of denounced Bitcoin. And we explained in our previous videos that I suspect the reason is because the largest investment by Tesla is right inside China. He can't afford to offend the Chinese government officials. As a result, he has to take the stand that he's no longer accepting Bitcoin. Now, he still stood by his words that he has not sold off any single Bitcoin that he bought with $1.5 billion. So let's hear what he has to say tonight. And number three, Jack Dorsey is also not just an investor, but he's a big, big advocate. He said previously in one of the big conferences, he said this: if Bitcoin is needed, I'll give up Twitter, I'll give up Square, and do everything I can to help Bitcoin. And last week alone, he announced that he's going to set up a platform for the developers to come and make Bitcoin much more efficient. So he's again put his money into his mouth, and he's the big driver. And as we know, when you are in control of Square, one of the top 5 largest payment providers in the world, and you are also in control of the conversations surrounding Bitcoin because you are the founder of Twitter, this guy is powerful. All right. So I expect from tonight's conversation, already we are counting down exactly 9 hours from now. Bitcoin has already started to move. Here we go. We switch back over here to the 15-minute, and this kind of movement is attributed to a big event lineup, right? There was a movement down. Everybody forgot there's a B plan coming up and go sideways. Right now, everybody waiting for the big hope, and the big hope is coming up tonight, which is about 8 hours from now. The kind of price has started to move up to $31,000. All right. Now, leading closer and closer as we count down to 12 midnight, as in Singapore time, which is 9 hours from now, you're going to see major movement of the Bitcoin pricing. And once they go on stage, as you know what Richard has shared with us, all these great speakers that have shown up here, everybody going to put forward their thinking, their thesis, and most importantly, their money into Bitcoin. You go and see for yourself how the price of Bitcoin will spike to the moon. And these are all the big, big players. And every single one of them are extremely influential. And there's another speaker right here, which is the MD for Gemini.com. As you know, that's built by the Winkensoft twins. And also, we have the Bitcoin Mommy. And that's none other than SEC Commissioner, not the chairman. That's Hester Pierce. We call her the Crypto Mom. All right. So these are all really senior, very, very influential advocates coming together just to discuss about the Bitcoin future itself, right? So you guys can check it out. And we want to do a debrief on the discussion that's said on the B word. And when we come back for the next video round, all right? Thank you so much, Richard.
Wow, thank you. Well, we are very excited. In a couple of hours, we'll see major development, the direction, the price direction of Bitcoin, because all these very, very influential, powerful advocator of Bitcoin are going to get together. And with Elon Musk discussion, Jack Dorsey, art founder, Cathy Wood coming together, we are very sure that something amazing is going to happen. Now, I myself is very, very positive about Bitcoin. And, and I believe that Bitcoin can be and is a very, very powerful instrument for people to create wealth, not only for themselves, but for many generations to come. So we are organizing the Global Bitcoin Festival this October. It is a gathering of industrial expert and enthusiastic community of Bitcoin holder to update, promote, educate, and the adoption of Bitcoin. It is a movement. It's a movement to promote the adoption of Bitcoin so that more people can use and know about Bitcoin. Now, Dr. Clemen, what do you say to those people who want to know more about Bitcoin and want to capitalize on this opportunity?
Wow, Richard, I'm looking at a gorgeous website right here. That's none other than our Global Bitcoin Festival taking place on 28 and 29 of October. And I want to kind of highlight on this very, very important date, because this date will set up the framework. This very important date, 28 and 29 of October, because the next day after that, that will be 1st of November. And we are all expecting a really big movement of Bitcoin starting from November till the end of December. All right. So take note of this date right here. And that's, I believe, is the final push that you need to have to understand why Bitcoin is a generational wealth asset that you need to own and hang on for your dear life. Very, very powerful ideas will be presented over the 2 days. And that's the reason why, I'll encourage you right now, quickly go out here and sign up for the limited time offer, right? And typically for large events like this, as we kind of confirm all the lineup of the big speakers coming up, the price will shoot up. I'm just giving you a clue right now. You better take advantage of it right now while there's a price discount. By the time the panel of speakers have been full up and line up, you go through the roof. So I want to give a tip off. It's better that you reserve at this moment and take advantage of the exciting lineup of speakers coming up and getting ready for the major movement in the month of November and December. So I'm excited as well, as equally as excited as Richard. I'll be there for the event. I'll be there taking along my secret little black book, writing down notes. And more importantly, I'll be there with my phone with me ready to fire off the order on the spot. I hope to see you guys there as well.
Thank you, Dr. Clemen. Now, just click the link below. To join the Global Bitcoin Festival. So this is Richard Tan. I want to wish you wealth, health, and happiness in your life. Till we meet again in the next video. Thank you, Dr. Clemen. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you, everyone.